Okay, so today we're going to be taking notes over dashes and hyphens. Um, so these look similar, but they're not. So we're going to be talking about the difference between a dash and a hyphen. You need to get your table of contents filled out and a 2-page spread in your ISN. Then come on back. There is no foldables for dashes and hyphens. We'll just be taking notes off of the PowerPoint. Okay, so let's get started. So basically, most people think that dashes and hyphens are the same thing. Okay, so the dash and the hyphen are two different punctuation marks, and they are used in different ways. Okay, if you look closely at the dash and the dash is slightly longer. Okay, so it's a longer line than the hyphen is. So we're going to start with the hyphen. Hyphens is the small line written in the middle of a line. It's not as low as an underscore. There are 3 ways you use it: to form compound words, to join prefixes to words, and to show word breaks. I'm going to tell you this word breaks thing, you as junior high kids should probably never use, because the word breaks is going to be like if you're writing on a line, okay? You guys don't turn things in on paper, but I guess you might in social studies and science. But for me, you type everything, and so word breaks don't happen when you are typing. So first, we discussed this when we talked about compound nouns way back, like the second week of school. Okay, so you're going to join together separate words to make a compound word. So they work together for combined meaning. So a man-eating shark. The hyphen joins these words together, making it a compound adjective that describes the shark. Over-the-counter medicines, the sugar-free sweets, take care of his well-being, my mother-in-law. Okay? Can be helpful when clarifying which qualifier is describing which word. Can you see the difference in the following? The ancient literature professor and the ancient... Okay, so listen. That first one with no hyphen is saying that ancient is describing the professor, and so is literature describing the professor. Okay? So it's basically calling the professor old in that first sentence. Where that second one, because you put the hyphen between ancient literature, you know ancient is describing the literature, and the professor teaches ancient literature. So it just helps with clarification. We also use it to join prefixes, okay? Especially between 2 vowels. So if you look, when you have like anti-aging, since anti ends with an I and aging starts with an A hyphen goes there, okay? Sometimes they are used so often that they become one. So preoccupied and cooperate, those used to have hyphens after the prefix. They just don't anymore. So language is constantly evolving. So, but this is just a pretty quick and easy rule. If the prefix has a vowel and then the word starts with a vowel, a lot of times you'll use that hyphen. Okay, so if you can't fit a whole word at the end of a line, you may use a hyphen to split the word. And like I said, it's less common used now because of computers and word processors. Word processors automatically move that word down to the next line. Okay? So her son has failed his exam once again, and she was extremely disappointed in him. So like if you were writing that out on a piece of paper, first of all, I would say you should have known disappointed wasn't going to fit there, so you should have just automatically went down to the other line. But it will help you if you're writing and you run out of space. You can put a hyphen and then finish the word on the other line. Okay? So really, you only need to know the 2 ways: form compound words and to join prefixes to words, because the word breaks really is something that going forward you don't really need to know. Okay, so next is the dash. Dashes are small lines, though longer than a hyphen, written in the middle of a line, not as low as an underscore. They are used to add additional information, indicate an interruption, or show an abrupt change of thought. Okay, so dashes can be used with non-restrictive elements, appositive phrases. All of these are correct. My father, who is here today, is smiling. So you can use parentheses. My father, who is here today, is smiling. Those are the commas that you've learned with non-restrictive elements and all of that. But you can also put the dash there. My father, who is here today, is smiling. Any of those work. So this is helpful, especially if you have something like this. My children, and then you want to list them, and then you use these commas. Like if I would have put a comma here and a comma here, that wouldn't have worked. So the dash comes in handy here. So John, James, Scott, and Mary could be taken out. My children have all gone shopping, but you want to list them so they are parenthetical information that you can use dashes to set them off. So here's some other examples. Remember, that stuff should be able to be pulled out and make sense still. Okay, dashes also indicate an abrupt change of thought. Now, this is going to be used in fiction. Okay, I should not see you use a dash like this in a formal piece of writing. So this is going to be used if you're writing fiction. So any creative writing. I am meeting him at, oh no, I am late. So like when you see the dash in a novel, it normally will mean like either they just stopped talking or were interrupted by somebody, or there's an abrupt change of thought. Okay, so once again, this is used with dialogue. So here's some more. See, this is like all of a sudden they were interrupted. Okay, you can also add information after a list with a dash. The guitar, piano, violin, drums, I can play them all. Okay, we need to pause a minute and understand there are actually two types of dashes. Okay, an M dash and an N dash. Okay, the M dash is the length of a typed M. The N dash is the length of the typed N. Okay, M dash is slightly longer of the two and is used for all previously mentioned uses of the dash. Okay, so what we've talked about is the M dash, which is the slightly longer one. But the dash is also used. The N dash is used for something else. The N dash is used between numbers to show range. So the 2014 season, 43 to 20. Okay, the N dash is also used to link terminal points, London to Paris flight. Okay. So just so you guys understand, the M dash, which is the long dash, parenthetical elements show an interruption or a change of thought. And N dash, which is the smaller one that looks like a hyphen, is going to show a range between numbers or terminal points on a route. Here's some more examples. One final important point. Different publications make different style choices when it comes to using the dash. Okay, so some people like you to type like space dash space this. Others leave the spaces out. This is all a matter of editorial preference. So really, if you're going to use these, you need to ask your teacher what they like. I will tell you what I like. I don't want a space. Okay, so that second one, like dash this, that is how it should be. Also, just to let you know, the way you type a dash is 2 hyphens. So you'll type like, hyphen, hyphen, this, then space. Now in Google Docs, it doesn't change. I'll be able to see the 2 lines. Okay, if you were typing in Microsoft Word, it would actually change it into a dash. So just giving you that heads up. Punctuation is important. There is a difference between small business people and small business people. Okay, so now you guys are going to be taking, or you're going to be going and doing, or going to be working on IXL over these in class on Monday, and then I will see you then.